Okay, I need to explain myself and some of my recent behavior if you've seen anything about me online. Um, I'm taking a really crazy risk doing this. I know. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But yeah, this is me announcing what is going on. I would like to let you all know that I am officially doing a 90-day experiment on myself, and it is called the HotShot experiment. If you're watching the videos, you're like, why are you talking to yourself? What is with the sunglasses all the time? Well, this is the HotShot experiment, okay? I have created an alter ego for myself. His name is HotShot, and I promise there's a really good reason for this. So before I tell you exactly what the experiment is, let me explain to you how I got here so you don't try to Baker Act me, okay? And at the end of these 90 days, who knows? I may need it, okay? We'll find out. So basically, what is happening is this. There's two things that kind of led me here. The first one is that I just finished my course on lifestyle strategy called Design. This is my keynote course. I've been coaching people on this for over 5 years, this concept, and walking through these 7 steps. And it's a little out of pocket for the first 2 courses if you've been anybody who's taken one of those, because those are primarily just focused about money. This one is focused, it's like 25% money. The rest is focused on personal systems and other things like that to kind of ensure that we're reaching success in defining the life that we want versus the one that society wants to give us. So as I have been doing that, when I've coached people over the past 5 years on this, I started noticing that it was really hard for certain people to change certain behaviors. So I've really the past 24 months or so been reading a lot about why people change and, why we don't change. It's the age-old question. Can a person change? And the answer is yes, they can, but normally it requires extreme circumstances. And normally those extreme circumstances are bad. Someone close to you dies, or you have like a really terrible experience. And these are the kind of things that can cause a person to change sometimes. So I wanted to know, is there a non-traumatic way to get people to make positive behavioral changes? And then the second thing happened. So then the second thing that kind of spurred me on to this HotShot experiment was the fact that I paid the most I had ever paid for a coaching course about how to be a better public speaker. And this is kind of a direction I think I'm going to find myself on some stages soon. I want to make sure I was better on podcast and virtual. I've been getting invited to a lot more podcasts as I've been putting out more content and different things like that. That just could very well end. I may see these invitations dry up pretty quickly after the end of this experiment. And depending on how it goes, who knows? This is going to be fascinating. But basically, I took this, and shout out to the Speaker Lab, by the way, absolutely worth the $9,000 investment. Highly recommend if you're looking to get into public speaking. But what happened was they help you create a keynote speech, and mine is "You are the hero." This is a message that I preach. I tell people all the time, if you sign up for my email list, it's in the welcome email. It highlights the fact that you are the hero of your story. And as I went through the speech, counselors really loved it, or coaches really loved it. And I was just looking at them like something's missing. And I just didn't know what it was. They said it was done. It's good. They love it. But I was like, there's something missing. And I realized what it was. I was like, it's my personal examples that I'm giving in there. They were just kind of outdated to me. They weren't inspiring for me. Now, maybe they'd be inspiring for somebody else. I don't know. But primarily they're around, changes I made around my financial life. And look, I made some really big ones. I did not grow up in a family that talked about money. We didn't grow up with much money at all. I got my first job out of college and I left with about $30 in my bank account. All right. So money was not something that came naturally for me. I had to learn about it. I had to have, habits formed over the years. But really, I've been on autopilot for the past 10 years. And my financial future is all but set due to the habits and behaviors that I have instilled in myself. Like it's going to, wealth building for me is just about automatic at this point. So the thing was, I was just like, these aren't great examples, not for me. So if I want to really inspire people to change, I wanted to try to do something different. So one thing that I came across in my reading was reading about alter egos. Now, a lot of you may go, alter ego is kind of like, is that like Batman? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, in a lot of ways, I am talking about Batman. So, but I'm also talking about you and me. And we use alter egos all the time. A lot of times we don't realize that. So I was at dinner with a friend of mine just recently, and I was letting him know, and his wife was right there, and my wife and I, we were all having dinner, and I was letting him know that I was going to do this. And he's like, I don't know, man, it sounds kind of weird. And I was like, well, you probably have an alter ego and you just don't even realize it. And he's like, I don't know. What do you mean? And I said, well, do you ever go to work? And I said, a lot of times your alter ego can be manifested in like the change of a voice because you're going into work mode. You talk differently to clients than you do to people at your home. And his wife hits him on the shoulder and goes, oh my gosh, you have 5 alter egos. And I was like, what? And he's like, you're right, I do. And she goes, I know. He works with like just a handful of clients, big time finance clients, right? And she goes, I know who you're talking to at the house based off the voice you use on that person. So he has 5 different voices for 5 different clients, and she can tell who it is. And we all just had a good laugh at it. But the thing is, a lot of us do things like that. And it's not that we're being fake or that we're not that person. We are. But what we are doing is we are channeling a different part of us that we just don't use in other contexts of our lives. I don't sit down with my wife at the end of the day and go, all right, honey, well, thank you for dinner. That was lovely. I'll have you checked your calendar? I'll shoot you an email over with follow-up on ways that we could potentially improve, the meal next time. Maybe not burn the broccoli as bad. We don't do that kind of stuff. So we operate differently, but I'm still that person at work that I am at home. I just behave differently. So an alter ego is a quick way for us to shift our mindset into behaving a way that allows us to thrive in a certain environment. Batman is a very famous example. He actually, for his alter ego, does not consider Batman the alter ego. He truly views himself as Batman. He views Bruce Wayne, at the billionaire businessman, as his alter ego. So it kind of speaks to the power of this. So what I said is, okay, I am going to change some things that I have never been able to change in my life. And I created the HotShot experiment for the next 90 days to see how this is going to go. There is no goal to this experiment. I don't have a finish line. I am just setting up some rules as a part of my new persona to see if my super alter ego can create change that I want for my life, but I just haven't been able, for whatever reason, to do. And that's kind of where I'm at. And look, I'm doing this around not money because, like I said, the behaviors are automatic. I'm doing this around where I am physically. I'm the fattest I've ever been in my life. All right. I'm clocking in at around 193 pounds. Need to be down to about 175. And I've got a lot, and I'm not just physically, like I'm not as fast. I'm not, doing like strength training, different things like that. And I've got a lot of great excuses for it. I've got really good excuses for all of this stuff. I have, we've got family that's had major health problems. That's caused us to, have to help out a lot. My wife started a new job. I quit my job and started a new job. We have 3 kids under the age of 3. Like, I've got tons of great excuses. But at the end of the day, they're just excuses, and they're not helping me get where I want to be. Okay? This is on me. I've got the time. I may not think I have the time, but I can find it. I got time for social media and to watch TV. I can find the time. And that's it. So I would like to introduce you to HotShot. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hope you are doing well. And HotShot, real quick, will you tell them about the challenge so we can get them out of here? And they're probably about to turn this off. They think you're crazy. Sure thing. So if you're watching this on the video, or if you're not watching this on the video, you're just listening, let me explain to you what's going on, because I can't see anything right now with these sunglasses on. So hopefully I'm still looking at the camera. No, basically what's happening is this. There are no goals to this experiment. There is just rules. So the rules I've set in place is that Steven does not like running. He hates running. He loves to bring up the fact that running is something that we as humans have tried to eliminate from our lives as much as possible since thousands of years ago when we started domesticating horses. Ever since then, all we've tried to do is figure out new ways to get somewhere without having to run. Boats, cars, canoes, airplanes, pick your thing. It's all about, hey, we just don't want to run anymore. So Steven hates running, but me, HotShot, I love running. So we're going to run. We're going to do a 5K 5 days a week. We were going to do a 5K every single day, but then I was notified the fact that that's not really healthy for your legs. You need to give them a little bit of a break. So that's what we're going to do there. The next thing, Steven is a night owl. He has constantly been going to bed between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. every single night for the majority of his life. His parents were night owls, still are night owls. He's never been able to wake up early. But guess what? HotShot, 5 a.m. every single freaking day. I get up at 5 a.m. So Steven has said that he would like to get up early for different reasons. So I'm going to help him do it. We're going to be waking up at 5 a.m. every single day. Then, because, hey, I'm a super alter ego, I got to, make sure we're in shape here to fight these bad habits off. I am going to be doing 5 minutes, getting as many kicks and punches in on the punching bag as I can every single day. Also, let's just work out some different muscle groups. And that's pretty much it. So those are the things that we're going to be doing for the HotShot Challenge over the next 90 days. Steven, back to you. Thanks, HotShot. So if you're watching this on video, all I just did there, if you notice a little bit of a change in the voice, that's, again, me kind of channeling it and just trying to bring a different energy to it. I am going to be documenting this on TikTok, all right? I'm going to do weekly updates on LinkedIn as well. May put it on YouTube, I don't know. But the reason I'm doing this and the reason I'm recording this is not because I want people to, I don't want people to necessarily follow. I mean, that'd be great. Love for you to interact, ask questions, see how it's going. That'd be cool. But really, I'm doing this because I want to document it. And I want to be able to look back on this and see how it goes. And then if I fail, if I quit midway through, I'm still going to force myself to record for 90 days and admit the fact that I'm a failure. That's another rule. If I don't do it, then I just have to get on every day for 90 days and say, listen, I just suck. I can't do it. And that's going to be part of it. So either way, there will be a lesson that I will learn when all of this is said and done based off the results that I think will make a much better example in my speeches and in context of talking about this stuff. And I think it'll give a better understanding of the power of our mindset and what that means. So that's why I'm doing this. I have no idea how this is going to go. I have no idea if this is going to be well received or not. Hopefully, worst case scenario, it'll just be forgotten over the next 90 days. Maybe people will invite me back on stage or to some podcasts after that, and we can just bury this thing. But, who knows? Maybe we'll get a really cool result that'll inspire some people to make positive changes, on their own. So that's it. That's what's going on. That is the HotShot experiment. And I hope you follow along. I hope at the very least, I'm going to try to make it entertaining and fun. It's a core belief of mine. It's part of my why statement. Anything worth doing is worth making as fun as possible. So that's it. If you aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, check it out. I'm on TikTok. I don't really post much on TikTok, but for the next 90 days, I'll be on there consistently just for this. If you want to check it out there, and wish me luck.